Hello, welcome to Fred's Shoe Repair. My name's Jarrett, and today we're going to be resoling a pair of Thursday Diplomat boots. Now, this boot particularly has a flat welt leather midsole and Vibram Christy outsole. The Vibram Christy is kind of a work sole. I'm going to be switching it out for a Vibram 1757, a little bit cushier. It's a gum-like compound, so it's kind of made for casual wear and cushion. Starting off, started to try and disassemble this boot early on by taking a shortcut. So my shortcut was in between the welt and the leather midsole. I was trying to slice that off. Wasn't coming easy. I should have stopped there. Ended up going into the flat welt a little bit. Decided to stop while I was ahead and just fillet off the Vibram Christy Sole. We filleted that off. After, at that point, we were left with our midsole. Our midsole was on the boot, and what we're doing now is we're going to sand off the little locks. So these stitches, they lock in between the midsole, and we want to reach that lock and break it, make it easier for us to pull off this midsole. We also apply a little bit of thinner to deactivate the glue. At that point, we have everything disassembled. We're able to scrape out the cork very easily. Kind of fell right out of there. I see that happen a lot with Thursday boots. Kind of crappy cork, but we'll replace it with something a little bit higher quality. We're looking at the footbed now. The footbed on the inside of the boots was, it needed a little bit of work. So there were spots on it that came unglued. So we spot glued it. The uppers were starting to deglue from the linings. So we glued those in different areas, and after that has all dried, we were able to reinstall a new welt. There are a few different types of welt options we have, and decided to install it with a storm welt. The storm welt has a little ridge in between the upper and the flat part of the welt here. You can kind of see the difference. I'm sure you'll notice it on the screen. But I think it just adds a little bit more class to the boot. So we're hand sewing that together, and after that has been completed, we'll install new cork. After the cork has been sanded down nice and flat, we'll put on that leather midsole. We're just going to glue it on, and we're going to trim it nice and close to the welt without getting too close. We don't really want to take off too much of the side of the welt, because we want a good amount of space for when we sew it on that Landis outsole stitcher. And when we're sewing, we want to be nice and careful and hold the shoe in a particular direction so that it doesn't miss stitches. These machines are very old, so you got to take care of them and not make them too upset. After we have that sewn on, we're gonna glue and adhere the Vibram gum light sole, sand it, trim it, all that good stuff, and we're left with the product you see today. It's important that when you're choosing a sole, that the height matches the new sole that you want to use. As you can see here, these are just about the exact same heel height. You don't want too much of a toe spring, you don't want too much of a heel spring. You can see like that. And it even sits up even better once you start breaking it in. That new midsole is going to be stiff, so you're going to have to re-break these in. Not to the extent you did before, but it's going to take a little bit to break it in again. After we have everything sanded, trimmed, we beveled the edges, take that nice edge off, and just a little conditioner. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Clickety-clack, don't talk back.